Our driver, Mr. Yang. Yeah, Yang. Yeah, Yang 师傅。司机 right.
It's very good.
Very good Chinese.
What have you experienced?
So now we will driving to the restaurant to have a dinner first, and after dinner we will go back to the hotel. From here to the restaurant is around 40 minutes. Yeah, because it's the rush hour, so the traffic is not very good here. I will give you some information about Chengdu. Chengdu is a capital city of Sichuan province with a population of around 16 million.
60.
Yeah. 16. Yeah. Yeah.
16, not 60.
In the downtown area, there are around 7 to 8 million people in the downtown area. And Chengdu has a long history of more than 3,000 years. Around 2,300 years ago, there is a king named Kai Ming. He moved his capital and settled here and named it Chengdu. Chengdu literally means becoming a capital. So, becoming a capital, a big city, yeah. Now Chengdu is one of the biggest cities in the southwest China. Chengdu also has some nickname. The first one is the Brocade City. Brocade, yeah, Brocade City. It's not a flower.
No flower.
Brocade, the kind of silk. Because in the Han Dynasty, the brocade industry here is very famous. There are a lot of factories to produce the brocade in Chengdu. So the government, they set a special office to take charge of the brocade industry here. So we call this city the Brocade City. In Chinese, we call it Jincheng. Brocade, we call it Jin in Chinese. Yeah. So the city we call it Cheng. So the Brocade City means Jincheng. Yeah. And Jincheng is the first one. There is another one. It's called the Hibiscus City. Hibiscus, the flower. You know. Yeah. Yeah. And in Chinese we call it Furongcheng, yeah, the hibiscus is Furong. Because in the 5th dynasty, there is a king named Meng Chang. His wife loved this flower very much, so he let people to plant it around the city wall. In the autumn, when the flower in blossom, it's very nice, the whole city. So we called this city the Hibiscus City. And now this flower is the city flower of Chengdu. Yeah. For the foreigners in Chengdu, there are 4 high nights here. So can you guess which is the first one? The high nights in Chengdu? Do you know? The panda. Yeah. Because in the whole world, there are just around 2,000 giant pandas in the whole world, and 85% of them live in Sichuan province. Yeah, so this is we call Sichuan is a hometown for the pandas. This is why all the people they come here to see the panda, and this is also the only place you can get close to the pandas. In Sichuan province, we have more than 6 panda bases in different cities close to Chengdu, and in some bases, the people they can do the volunteers in the base can help the keepers do the cleaning work and feed the pandas there. Yeah. So the last day, we will go to the panda base in the morning in Chengdu. Panda is the first one. The second one is about the food in Chengdu. Yeah, Sichuan food. Have you heard about Sichuan food?
Spicy.
Yes, spicy. Sichuan food is famous for its spicy and hot, and the famous one is a hot pot. Yeah. So have you tried hot pot before?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
try it.
We try.
Maybe. Because Sichuan province is a basin and Chengdu is just on the plain, and the weather here is very humid, so the local people like to eat the hot and spicy things. Actually, the chili pepper is not the original plant in China. It's imported from Mexico. It's from Mexico. It just come to China for around 300 years. But the local people really like it, so we plant it in Sichuan now and eat a lot of spice, the chili pepper. And there is another thing in the hot pot is the Sichuan pepper is the peppercorn. It can make your make your mouth feel numbing.
短期的预报是24到72小时。短一个，第一个是短是一定，第二个是短期。
Maybe three categories. The first one is how to say from the 0 to 12 hours can provide vision. The second category is from the 12 12到24到72。短期是24到72。The second is 24 hours to the 72 hours.
中期是96到240小时。中期预报24。
Medium is 96 to the 240 hours.
Like, if we are observing those phenomena, how long does this take when you are storing your data before?
你这边提供一些给一些行业提供服务，那你们一般是多长时间才能够把这个信息发出去？对这种各种，您刚才提到的一些监测。
这很快的，自动监测站的话，它是一更新，你看，不是刚才界面，它不是有时候在切换。先欢迎各位到北京四川省气象局重庆。我们单位是主要负责专业气象和公众气象。专业的用户啊，主要是主要的行业，包括交通包括就是铁路、公路、电力、能源嘛，能源就包括。 水电，还有能源输送，这些方面。
We provide service to such as applied in transportation, such as the power energy and hydro energy, and the public transportation.
这里展示的就是我们做的一个软能源的一个服务平台，是西南管道服务系统，就是天然气还有就输送管道。
This map shows the application of this technology in the transportation of the natural gas in the southwestern part of China.
给他做服务的目的就是要保证他的就输油管道的安全，他防灾减灾，就避免地质灾害啊等这些气象灾害给他造成的影响。
We provide the service to reduce the disasters for the process of the transportation.
这个系统就是我们充分利用现有的气象资料和预报产品，给用户提供他所需要的有特色的产品。比如，他这个系统他就会关注地质灾害、那个暴雨等山洪、泥石流，还有就是地温等等各方面。
This system designed to monitoring the conditions of the places for the transportation, such as the rainfall or the flooding. It can monitoring all the conditions.
因为这个图比较大，所以说反映速度相对慢一点。我们这个服务的话做得很细。就把那个，比如举个例子，他是把那个沿到管道线路的加密自动站的资料都尽量用上去。这个就可以根据情况选它的一些观测要素，比如这个我点的地温，就是地下的，就是不同深度的那个气温，就这个站好像是10多。
There are many stations on the map of this road. So over there, some index can show the different data, such as that one. 再指一下刚才。
这个。
That one can monitoring the temperature of the surface.
目前这个系统我们都基本上实现了后台自动处理。人的话就是直接参与的程度不算很高。人参与的主要就是灾害天气、地质灾害，一发布。其他的都是自动化的，自动到后台就送到客户端。
So this system can run automatically. So the people, worker don't need to monitoring the system all the time. They can directly send the data to the customers. The workers can only monitoring when the disaster happens. They can give the warnings.
这个是天气预警，就重要天气，比如这一段。今天当地他发了一个大雾天气，然后那个路段，它也就预警出来了，就闪烁，大雾的橙色预警信号。
The flashing of this red mark means the weather is not very good, so it's monitoring the weather now.
这个是地质灾害呢，主要是汛期、夏季、冬季基本上没得，主要是夏季才有的。
This one shows the disasters especially happened in summer, such as the flooding happened. So it will show the red mark in this system.
前这个形式，我们说行业的用户的平台的话是比较有代表性的。另外，这个平台是我们给四川省交通厅公路局这边做的一个综合气象服务平台。
This is another service platform provided the service for the Sichuan Department of the Transportation.
它也集成了我们的天气实况、天气预警、天气预报、气象专题、气象科普，还有就是集成了交通局的路况信息。
This system also collects the data for disasters warnings about the weathers and provides some of the analysis data for the Department of the Transportation.
这一块就是展示的就是重要的气象信息、气象预警。下
Also
面
deliver some information about the weathers and instructions.
当然还有路况信息，这个是交通厅那边过来的。
Also show the current transportation condition similarly.
还有后续还会有很多的信息要进来，还在继续的丰富。
This system is still on the construction.
这两个的话就是行业专业服务的预制。另外，我们承担的一部分工作吧，主要工作就是对公众的气象服务，那个就包括微博、微信、短信，还有影视，就电视台的播的那些天气预报，还有就是电台，这些通常的一些公共媒体吧。
Besides those two systems provided specific for some industries, we also provide some public service. We can deliver some information about the weather, about the instructions, and delivered by the very popular media such as WeChat and Weibo to the public.
另外，我们还承担着中国天气网四川站的新闻稿和网站的维护工作。
We also provide a service to provide some the information and data to this website we call the Chinese weather forecast.
上面那个界面就是中国天气网的主界面首页。
The main page of this website.
因为昨天四川遇到了一场大雾天气，发了大雾预警。那场大雾天气对四川的影响很大，特别对双流机场造成了大概上万人的旅客的滞留。这个我们那个稿件就上了中国天气网的主站。对啊，关电了。
You may be involved yesterday because the fog had a very bad influence of the transportation, especially have a big effect for the Chengdu International Airport. You may be involved yesterday.
这个也是一组高精图集也是四川的大雾，也上了主站，的。
Those are the pictures for yesterday's fog, and this center give data to the public.
这个就天气网四川站的主页面。
This is the Sichuan weather forecast main page.
主要的来说的话，我们就是日常的业务就是这些方面，因为还有很多就需要我们就这个部门参与的，就是它就后台处理的一些工作，一些应该是在我们中心的南二楼那边，他的系统都没在我这边，所以说我那边主要是日常我们介入的一些业务，就是我们这个部门介入的。我还有影视中心，制作电视播出节目带的那个是在5楼。
This is all the works for this office because they have lots of different parts of the services you can provide
应该要去参观吧。
对面看那个，好，对面就结束了。
角度不。
这个是那个辐射的，这个是叫近辐射，就是下到地面和地面反射这个差值，就是辐射就可以了。
Radiation is a specific solution can detect the difference from up and down on the ground. Maybe on the ground or the upper level.
Sun shine to the ground and then up. Yeah, yes, right.
我们这边再看一下吧。
Professor Klaus Friedrich, who's from IPI, Max Planck Institute for Meteorology, and Frank Selman from Klima Campus, Hamburg University, and Professor Zhi Xiefei from NUIST. And some are still ongoing. For example, the future projection, we use a regional climate model to do some temperature future projection over the ICP into China Peninsula. Sorry, this parts are still ongoing, which are collaborated with Dr. Zhu Shoupeng, who comes from Climate Service Center, Germany. In case of anyone you have some interest on this topic, here are some references for you. If you have some interest, you can follow. Okay, at the beginning, let me give you a briefly introduction about why we concentrate on this topic or on this region. As we know, according to IPCC AR5 on Asia, roughly, I think in 2014, it is reported that in the context of the global warming, the frequency and the intensity of climate extreme events have significantly increased in the South Asia, especially in Indochina Peninsula. For example, the massive reduction in lower Mekong basins are attributed to severe floods and droughts over the past decades, past 20 years. Okay, sorry. And more recently, the record-breaking destructive flood in 2011, Thailand, which affected more than 13 million people and caused more than 608 deaths. And it is also reduced the country economic growth by 1.5%. So it's very horrible flood and very huge damage caused. So the ICP region is a representative monsoon region, which it is located between the India subcontinent and Western Pacific, and it is also influenced by the South Asia monsoon and the East Asia monsoon and the Australia monsoon. More importantly is the high coastal population densities, more big city and more people living here along the coastal line. So it is result in the local economic and agricultures are highly vulnerable or easily to influenced by the climate change. So our aim of study is not only to investigate the recent climatology, variability, and trends over the ICP, and specifically address the increasing concern about climate change in the countries and the regions along the Belt and Road Initiative, but also to examine how much of the ICP will warming in the future climate change scenario. For example, for the different emission scenario, RCP 4.5 or RCP 8.5. Okay, first part, let's move to the precipitation. We first to investigate the summer monsoon precipitation. I mean the interannual variability. So this is these two figures are the spatial distribution of the rainy season precipitation during the 1979 to 2011 by using the EOF analysis. This is the EOF1 pattern. It is showing us that they are all like the monopole pattern in CRU dataset and the CMAP dataset, respectively, with a variance about 30% and 21%. Next, we do some correlation with different indices. First, we use the PC1 to do some correlates with a normalized rainfall index. It
might not be into modeling, but I just want to know what you think on why the models, all the models you use, are not getting the temperatures correct. Like they are underestimating the temperatures. If you have any idea why they are underestimating the temperatures.
Because I think this this question is a good question. I think it's partly from the model itself. You know, if you run a climate model or the weather model, anyway, the system errors exist in the model, right? And the second, I think, is due to the observation data. You input intake, right? If you input is not correct or not correct, it's not appropriate. I mean, the input is, if your input is not precisely, so the output should or must have some bias. This is a little bit like the butterfly effect, right? So I think you know that.
Thank you. But I think if they are kind of those errors, sometimes they will tend to overestimate too.
Sorry?
Why not overestimate? It's only underestimate.
I think it's due to the reference of your use. We choose the relatively new data set of, namely ICOBS. Maybe if you choose another data set as a reference, maybe the result is not like this. So the question is, which data sets can be the truth or can be suited as a reference, right? So the more importantly is precisely observation and high resolution models should be pay more concerns on this region. That's all. Thank you. Any comments or any questions?
To Chengdu and welcome to our university, CUIT. And my name is here, Sun Xiaoguang, and very nice to meet you. And I am a lecturer from College of Electronic Engineering, and I'm nervous. Our college have another name, the College of Meteorological Observation, because we did a lot of work on the weather radar. So the topic of my lecture today is cloud and precipitation observation with weather radar. Okay, at the very first, let's look at the map of China. Maybe you are very familiar with our shape. The most northern of China is Mohe in Heilongjiang province, and the latitude is about 53.5 degree north. And the most southern of China is the James Shore of Spratly Islands. In Chinese, we call it Zengmu Ansha. And it is a small bank of the a small bank in the South China Sea. And the latitude is about 4 degrees north. So the distance from the north to South China is over 5,500 kilometers. So the annual average precipitation in northern China and in the southern China is very different. And here is Beijing, right? And here is Nanjing, and we're here, Chengdu. Right? And the capital of China, Beijing, is located in the latitude about 39 degree 54 second, and a very beautiful and fashionable city, right? And also have many places of interest like mountain gourmet and the Sichuan food, very popular, right? And the panda, the most lovely creature, I think, in the world. And this is a very mysterious symbol, and it's also the symbol of Chengdu. And anybody knows the meaning of this symbol? You can Google the golden sunbird, sun, 太阳, sun, golden sunbird. Hope you could find the answer before the end of your trip. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
大家起床，练功啦！
一对师兄妹终于成为一代名角儿，两位恋人联合主演《红梅歌》。恶少对小浣花虎视眈眈。
来呀，过来，
It's giving them tea.
He don't like, he don't have nothing.
What is he holding?
Wewe nisimame na huyu mwenyewe shika. Simama.
Why you also have shikwai? Why you have shikwai?
You have shikwai?
Yo shikwai ma. Yo shikwai ma.